Buddy Holly's Whirlwind Rise to Success out of little old Sandstorm City. Boy, I'm getting dizzy. Okay, it's the 11th of June. The frame is gloss black. I have to flip her over and get spots that I missed because of the orientation that I painted it, but I bought 2 cans of this gloss black, so I'm going to put on 1 more can. I put on 2 cans of primer, a can of zinc chromate and a can of flat gray. So I know it's kind of hard to see this thing, but there it is. Drying. Now last night when my battery was dying, I was about to talk about this brace for the interior shell of the oven. That brace right there is just a support to keep the oven from crushing the insulation when you set a heavy Dutch oven pot in there, like a big cast iron pot. So, and you'll notice that this X matches the X in the floor of the oven. I'm not going to physically attach this shell to that X. It's just going to sit on it and support it. So when it's needed, it'll be there. But most of the time, the food's going to be hanging on gimbals that I'm going to put on the walls of the oven. Most of my cooking is being hung from the walls, so I don't know that I'm going to have a lot of weight on the floor all the time, but that's how I'm going to support it. And the reason I chose this method is because that X right there gives me the smallest amount of heat conduction that I can think of and still support the sheet metal. It's a very, very small surface area that heat can migrate across from the hot inside of that oven, trying to get out to the bottom, which is even more difficult. Heat hates to go down to escape. Heat always wants to escape, but it always wants to escape up. It's a pretty simple rule, but it's very true. So I'm fiddling with this tonight and waiting for paint to dry on the frame. Earlier when I spoke of gimbals in the oven, this is one of the parts I'm considering using as a gimbal part. And that's what I'm toying with tonight. I'm thinking about putting this little gizmo right here, which has an threaded column in the wall of the oven, so that the gimbal trays can have a bolt pass through them and into this and be securely fastened in the oven, but just hang there and pivot as the oven goes up and down. So I'm seriously thinking about, I'm doing some experiments with these 2 parts, because if this works, if I can figure this out like I think I'm going to, I'm going to have about 5 or 6 of these gimbal trays on this oven all over the thing, inside and outside.